No, that's not a house, man. That's a
That's
a
something
camp.
else.
That's a camp built by F1 and.
Is this fucking Auschwitz?
Hey, we don't name
No.
names.
It says amusement park 6 million, and you made the fucking. Oh my god.
Okay, so basically, you know
Isn't
what
this
squatting
the
is?
fucking German Hitler flag? Oh my god.
No,
Listen.
what? No.
You know what
It's the
squatting
German
is, right?
Empire.
Sleeping halls, girls boy. You literally made incinerator. Oh my fucking god.
What? That's my house. What the fuck?
Achtung, Sutterit verboten. Doesn't that mean like access denied or what? Like, you know, you can't
It's
go
like
here.
stuff all. It's like
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, you have a furnace. Oh my. You built Auschwitz
It's
on
not
our
Auschwitz,
mine.
It's an amusement park.
You built Auschwitz on our Minecraft server.
Hey,
I was gonna build like a fucking farm here, and you built Auschwitz.
we don't name names
it's
of
an
what it
amusement
is. It's an
park.
amusement park. Relax.
Hey guys, it's another day and yet another drama fest on the Bluebird app. So today we'll be talking about Khyleri, or Khyle for short, and how they are responsible for an event that has set art Twitter, actually the entirety of Twitter, in complete flame right now. So it all started with one of their more recent artworks which depicts Anya being confronted by her mom as Anya's classmates pour into some sort of building/site. Pretty innocent and random artwork, right? Wrong! Actually, this artwork contains a secret sissy Hypno MK Ultra kill switch trigger. So some Twitter detectives snooped around and found out that apparently the book that Anya was holding was called Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl, which was about his experiences as a prisoner in concentration camps. They also found out that the gates were apparently a one-to-one replication of the gates to Auschwitz. Coupled with the fact that this was posted on Holocaust Remembrance Day, and Twitter immediately rushed in to assume the worst. To put it simply and bluntly, Twitter decided to do the true and tried internet classic of spurging, molding, and coping. Tons of people were in Kyle's replies, flaming him, saying how this is unacceptable and that this is a last straw and that they're unfollowing, blah blah blah. The standard Twitter reaction after someone posts something controversial. There were even some comments accusing him of being anti-Semitic in the whole 9 yards. I haven't seen a Twitter meltdown this intense ever since the Rittenhouse trial or Roe vs. Wade. But personally though, I find this picture super offensive, as the Nazis gave my grandpa a cigar that exploded in his face, and then they dropped a really big anvil on his head, which left a grandpa-shaped hole in the ground. But in all seriousness, while I can't lie and say that this is a good look for Khyle, because let's be real, while it is a little edgy, in true Twitter fashion, people are being incredibly disingenuous about this picture. Not to mention overreacting. I get it, if you don't like the picture or the artist, that's one thing. But when you are actively being malicious and treating this as some sort of Holocaust 2.0 where the Jews are going to get gassed again, you're just being straight up delusional and you need to take a break from the internet. Especially when every other tragedy from 9/11 to the Titanic is memed on endlessly and no one has an issue with jokes about those topics. The way people were acting, you would have thought that these kids were all lined up to get into gas chambers or something. Now let's look at the proof as to why people were overreacting. First off, the book that Anya is holding is called Man's Search for Meaning, which I have stated before is a book about a guy finding a purpose in life to feel happy while in concentration camps. Now, why would a anti-Semitic artist include a book that is about a Jewish man overcoming the challenges of being in concentration camps? It just doesn't make sense. It shows Anya is simply learning about history. Khyle also recommended people to read this book on his Patreon, further disproving the theory as to him being anti-Semitic, since again, anti-Semites don't recommend books about Jewish people overcoming great challenges to other people. The second one is that Auschwitz, the site being referenced in Kyle's drawing, is a public tourist attraction that anyone is allowed to visit, so it would make sense that there are students visiting the site. Also, it's crazy to me how people had to Google Gate of Auschwitz before they could understand why they were mad, because it just shows how little they actually cared until it was convenient for them. Third, while you can argue that Khyle posting this on Holocaust Memorial Day is offensive, which is understandable at first, that falls apart when you realize that it's reasonable that a school would arrange for a field trip to Auschwitz on Holocaust Memorial Day. But it's crazy how people are hung up about this point, as nothing about the picture would have changed regardless of when he posted it. Ultimately, that just boils down to a matter of optics. At this point, I've seen so many people claim that this is hateful and offensive while repeating the same failed talking points like a defective robot. Please explain how a field trip to Auschwitz on Holocaust Memorial Day is offensive when Germany themselves allow visitors into Auschwitz. And before some smartass says, if it's just a field trip, then why do some kids have pickaxes and sandbags? The answer is simple. They are just really big Minecraft fans, which makes sense, since the children yearn for the mines after all. Even in the context of Spy X Family, it would make sense that Anya is distressed as she's a mind reader and would know about the significance of this place and what it entails from the adults. Also, the fact that people are complaining about this when the artist has a long history of drawing edgy/controversial topics is pretty funny, since out of all the mess up shit they drew, now people want to pay attention. Some examples include Harambe, Iran War, Fucked Up Laser Machine, Chris Chan, Somali Pirates, Pitbull and a follow-up to that, etc. I could go on and on. The only reason why people want to complain about this in a Christian artwork is because those are the wrong kind of edgy, i.e. not one that is sanctioned by the masses. It's just a case of people going, yeah, I like tons of your messed up edgy art, but this one is too far. Not cool. Grrr. Side note, I realized that they still somehow have DMs open during this entire drama. What I wouldn't give to see the absolute nuclear dumpster firefest unfolding in their DMs. I wonder how much more toxic it's gotten. Also, a reminder that the meltdown people had about the Christian drawing Kyle made is one of the weirdest nothing burgers I've seen. So memeing on Chris, who is a mentally ill freak, not because she's trans, but because she fucked her dementia-ridden mother, aside from other well-documented incidents, is not acceptable? He even portrayed Chris as a woman, which is what I thought she identified as. What's the problem? Can't handle a trans person being memed on when they deserve it? But I'm getting off topic. Time to rerail this train of thought. Now let's take a look at some of the Twitter responses to this. In the Twitter thread, you have someone who posts, "Nah, no, this isn't funny. This is really not funny." Yes, thank you, Fan26 America, for telling us what is and isn't funny. My knowledge on humor has increased tenfold after seeing this. Thank you for being the joke police and telling us that this isn't funny. Your service is duly noted. Then we got Azazel in reply saying, "Edgy for the sake of being edgy. Cringe." Yeah, okay, the Little Miss Homestuck Edgelord was the demon name wants to cry and pro-clutch about Edge. There's also one more guy who posted this meme making fun of people who make edgy jokes like it's some sort of own. Congrats, dude, you discovered dark humor. Very big achievement in your 14 years of living. Oh wait, they are a self-admitted teenager. Thanks for letting us know your opinion means nothing. Actually, it gets even better when you realize that they're actually 18, meaning that they're an adult LARPing as a teen. And what does fake edginess even mean? You mean like all the British and French jokes your hypocritical ass laughs at? Don't even get me started on all the, "Wow, I'm unfollowing you for this" comments. Like, wow, you sure showed up. How will Kyle ever cope without random Twitter user number 58,446 following? Truly a bigger tragedy than a Holocaust. Hashtag pray for Kyle. But for real, I can guarantee you guys that most of the people spouting off this shit weren't even following him or cared about him in the first place. They just spout off that shit for clout and optics. At this point, I'm growing a couple tumors from reading the replies, and I think that instead of reading those replies and getting cancer, I should read the responses outside of that thread and get cancer from those instead. Starting off strong, we got Not Fucking Soru who says, "I don't follow police, but a whole lot of you follow this artist who posted art of Anya's Spy X Family being sent to Auschwitz on Holocaust Remembrance Day." Really? You don't say. A lot of people follow someone who has roughly 850,000 followers. What a revelation. And I don't follow police, but comment is just contradictory since you are indeed follow policing by asking people to unfollow someone. I would honestly at least respect you more if you were upfront about wanting to follow police instead of you pussying out and typing out this long paragraph. You should have at least done what this person did and snitched if you wanted to make a call out post. You would still be a little bitch, but at least you would be more honest about it. And I like how you're seriously molding as someone drawing a field trip to a place that already allows visitors. Also, if you search up 9/11 on this person's profile, they make plenty of 9/11 jokes. not to mention war jokes too. So by their own logic, they are mocking a national tragedy and war, and everyone should unfollow them. The next tweet after that we have, making a meme drawing about a child going to a concentration camp on Holocaust Remembrance Day? Bestie, where's the joke? Where are the funnies? This is just anti-Semitism? You're a fucking loser? Anyway, you're blocked. I mean, it is a meme drawing like all of their artworks. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's no longer a meme. And again, please explain what is wrong with a group of students visiting a concentration camp that is open to visitors. I also don't know what the big fuss is about people visiting Auschwitz on Holocaust Memorial Day. It's not illegal to do so. And oh no, not the Twitter block. You sure showed him. But can we talk about how the people who talk like this are completely insane, and if it was up to me, they would be put in re-education camps like in North Korea till they were normal people who don't get retarded over Twitter artists. They need their normal pills, on God. The tweet after that says, block khyle. They are very weird when it comes to their drawings of minors from well-known animes, and have also very recently posted a Spy X Family drawing featuring Auschwitz. Today is the Holocaust Memorial Day in case you didn't know. Now let's take a look at some of these weird drawings, shall we? First picture is one that I already debunked. Second pic, some anime girls smoking joints in the school bathroom, honestly pretty ZZZ. Most high schoolers already do the same thing, but with jewels. Third pic is just some guy caught lacking.
Yo! Darren!
Fourth pick is Comey at trial. Honestly, just boils down to what if we put anime girl in X situation. The rest of the points I wanted to cover I already did in previous tweets. Now let's kick it up a notch. The next person says, Shexio, Sakami-chan, Tina Fey, Khyleri, Shadman being absolute freaks in the art community. Ah yes, let's see. We have a tracer, someone who did God knows what based on the range of the people here, alleged groomer, edgy artist, and heroin-addicted pedo, allegedly on a pedo part though. Because as we all know, tracing / making edgy art is on the same level as being a pedo / groomer. What even are these comparisons? How is anyone supposed to take this seriously when you think that tracing and pedophilia are on the same level? To lighten things up after that tweet, we have someone who says, I've always hated this artist TBH. All the little background things that they put in their images to purposely cause outrage is disgusting. From the implication of a dog eating a child in a series of images, to Miku listening to right-wing podcasts, every time I see them it's ick. Alright, let's be real, how are we supposed to take these people seriously when they list whack-ass examples of someone being problematic like dog-eating child meme to Miku listening to right-wing podcasts? This is even more hilarious when you consider that they're actually serious about what they just said. Imagine explaining why you don't like someone and then you say, oh, they made a Pitbull / Joe Rogan meme. They are truly terrible. But this tweet is a prime example of people going, yep, I have never liked or laughed at a single one of Kyle's posts. No, sir. Now, for the final two tweets I'm going to show, I just want to let you know that those tweets are the end result of what happens when you get embroiled in Twitter culture wars, to the point of where you're unable to shake your own ego and need to play contrarian for clout. For a bit of context, after people actually started to examine Kyle's crying Anya drawing, people actually realized that yes, it isn't anti-Semitic to be holding a book detailing a Jewish person's experience of finding positive therapy in concentration camps or to take a visit to Auschwitz, which Germany themselves is okay with, even during Holocaust Remembrance Day. While some people were still pissed at Kyle, others saw reason. Clearly the next person I'm going to talk about falls in the former category. They say under a post of someone defending Kyle, this is the craziest gaslighting campaign of all time. No dude, we have eyes. You say it's gaslighting to point out that Anya is holding Man's Search for Meaning, but we can see the book Anya's holding has the words Victor and Man's Search, which matches with the book Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. I know critical thinking is hard for a Twitter user, but surely you can see that that's the only possible combination for these words. How is it gaslighting to prove that Anya is holding Man's Search for Meaning? It's not our fault you want to act outraged for Twitter likes. But hey, if you thought that was bad enough, They elected to double down on their bad take by posting a GIF caption. It says gullible on the ceiling in response to a similar image like the one they responded to in the previous tweet I covered. Again, please explain how it is gullible to point out that Anya was holding man search for meaning. Oh wait, you can't, but you're too ingrained in the terminally online culture war to admit when you're wrong, so you'll just double down to save your ego in true Twitter fashion. To wrap up this entire fiasco, Khyle ended up deleting the artwork since his wife was concerned for him because of all the death threats he was getting. While I still disagree with him deleting the post because the average toxic Twitter user is all bark and no bite, I understand why he did it since he obviously cares more about his wife and what she thinks in random Twitter retard number 3726. I still don't think he should have removed the post since people now know that he can be pressured into deleting things and will exploit this for every perceived slight they have against him. But based on the wording of the post, there's hope that Auschwitz Anya will make a return one day. On that note, I've pretty much said what I want to say about this topic. I know that there are a lot more tweets talking about this, but they just repeat the same talking points you've seen here. Also, I would be here forever if I did cover them. The main takeaway you should get from this, aside from the obvious that Twitter is retarded, is that Twitter users are so cucked. These people are actually buck broken and have given me stage 4 tumors. Tumblr should have never banned porn because now these people just leak their radioactive waste all over the timeline instead of keeping it in Tumblr. I could have never seen this shit and worked on some other video projects, but no, can't have that. I'm off to get chemo after this. But before I do, I just want to give props to Khyle for not bowing down and giving the best response to these terminally online twatter users, which is to ignore it and resume posting like nothing happened. I mean, sure, he was bleeding followers for 2 days, but he'll be back to his original following in a week and this will only be a small roadblock for him. That's all I have to say. See ya.
Let's play.